going to be on this morning to tell us a little bit about the broker open. I think Selena probably can fill in if she's not here on that. But we had everything from open houses to hopefully have some new agents coming on with us, to meeting with title companies and some other partners to introduce some new things that the broker is going to be doing over the next few months. So we're still working on that, but it just was, last week was a really busy week, and this week is shaping out to be about the same. So how was everyone's weekend? Did everyone have a good weekend? Brian,
I'm currently in Chicago for a week visiting my family. So while I'm away in Chicago, I actually printed out the real estate boot camp PDF. Nice. So I'm going to be doing that while I'm away.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, Brian's been working really hard on that, and I have a little bit to talk about that on Workshop Wednesday. So I will get started on that because that's going to help you to be above the game and learn some new things that we're doing at the brokerages and in the industry. Anyone else? Brian, how was your weekend?
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, we're doing that right now.
All right. Let me see. Well, come back to me.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll come back to Brian then. Anyone else have a pretty good weekend or anything going on this weekend?
Everybody watch the fight? Anybody see my man Pacquiao survive?
Well, I watched it with you. It was a great fight on Saturday. I spent yesterday crying because I took the baby girl to IKEA to do her college shopping for her dorm. And, I realized this is really happening. I have 3 weeks with my baby before she leaves and, kind of going crazy, but that's all right. It's going to be all right. So, Selena, you got your baby back and mine is leaving the same week, the same month. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, okay. I'll give Brian a second, and then we're going to go into our meeting.
Hey, B, perfect timing.
Morning.
Can you hear us, B?
Okay, so Brian's going to tell us about his weekend here in a second.
This happened. Can you see my picture?
Yay!
Congratulations!
Thank you, guys. Yes, it's happening again.
It's a girl.
We don't know, and by Veronica's choice,
it's a girl.
Veronica's decided that we will find out on February 12th or around then. So, yeah, this head's going to turn into a lot of gray hair in the next 9 months. All right, that's what I did. That's
awesome.
Weekend.
Congratulations again, Brian. That is awesome news. I don't know if that's my internet that's going out.
So I did some crying too.
Yeah, rightfully so, in a good way though. So Brian's going to be a papa again.
Does everyone actually know like how emotional you really are, like in the best way possible?
Okay.
Yes.
So yesterday, my mom and our families found out yesterday. Veronica coordinated a nice brunch, and we told the girls for the first time, and they started crying. And then, of course, I started crying, and my mom just shits on me for being such an emotional person. Like, why are you crying?
Oh my God.
It's just how my mom is. And this is being recorded, so this will be on YouTube later. Thanks, Mom.
Right. Well, congratulations again, bro. We're here to support you. Is my internet going out, guys?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. So this morning I kind of wanted to talk, as I do my reading throughout the week, I try to find things that might benefit us all as we shift in this market that we're currently in. They are expecting, again, interest rates to do some changes over the next few months. They're actually looking at the beginning of 2026 to see the interest rate shift, and that's going to send our industry into a tailspin because everyone's going to be out there waiting. Everyone that's waiting to buy will be ready at that time. So I have a couple questions for you guys just to see if you've been reading what I've been reading. But do you guys know in the real estate industry who our main audience is? Like what is that age group that is our main audience? What age group should we be catering to? And then talk a little bit about how we're going to find these people.
30 to 40.
30 to
30
40.
to,
That's
30 to 50 actually.
30 to 50. Okay, so that's two different age groups. That's both the millennials and the Gen Zs. Or the Gen X. That's us.
I say 50 to 65.
50 to 65. Any other guesses out there?
Well, it's not the youngsters.
Actually, it is.
What?
The millennials, ages 28 to 43, represent the largest share of home buyers in Phoenix Metro right now. They're buying larger homes out in the suburbs. They're trying to build wealth. They're building their families right now. And then the second is actually followed by the Gen Zs, which are age 23 through 27. And they're buying the starter homes, the condos, the smaller places, the one bedrooms. So the reason I asked you guys that is because I think all of us have been catering to the age groups that we think have been the most prominent buyers. But what are those millennials that are buying the houses? What are they actually looking for when they're choosing a real estate agent or a real estate company, or what do they look for? We know what our age group looks for. We're looking for loyalty. We're looking for people that we can talk to, people that we can call, people we can text. But what are these kids looking for? I can't call them kids because technically 28 to 43. I mean, I'll be 46 here in a couple weeks, but I'm not too far off of that. But what are they looking for? Some of the things I found that was, what'd your cup say, B? You'd rather be at Home Goods? That's you all the way right there. Some of the things that I found was interesting in my reading this week was affordability and smart financing. This group of people are looking more for affordability. So when you talk to them about home purchasing, they're not so much interested even in the purchase price, but they're interested in the monthly payment, similar to what the car dealers do. You know how when you go buy a car, they never really talk about the price. They just talk about what the monthly payment's going to be. And this group of individuals that are buying homes right now, that's also the way that they think. So by showing them what a monthly payment will be, could be more advantageous to actually work in the prices when you're out there shopping. So it says a couple things: affordability and smart financing. They prioritize monthly payment over purchase price. They gravitate towards down payment assistance. I saw on the news the other day that 25%, 35% of millennials that are buying homes right now are getting their down payment from their parents, or they're using a down payment assistance program. So they're not even necessarily saving to buy a house. Their parents are providing these funds for them. So down payment assistance programs. How can that help you? Learn the down payment assistance programs. Learn the programs that might be able to help these people, the millennials, get into homes, because this is what they're interested in. Creative financing. They're also interested in assuming loans and rate buy downs and possible ARMs, because again, in this age group, some of them are moving to their second homes. They're building families. So that, again, affordability is going to be the key to this. It says they also look into multi-gen homes, which again, I know that's probably coming for me soon with my mom setting her sights on my daughter's bedroom. It's one of those things that this is the generation that's going to be moving in with parents and moving in with others just for affordability purposes. So when Lennar, for example, has the multi-gen homes, and you wonder why they're selling like they are, because this is something that's popular within the generation. Go ahead, Brian.
So one of the biases that I personally need to get rid of is assuming that younger people are just going to pass out when they see what the monthly payments are for these higher priced homes with these rates. My buyer consultations with some of the buyers that see $3,000, $4,000 a month aren't batting an eye. That's just normal for them. And as long as I've been doing this, I thought that was a ridiculously high type of payment. So I personally just need to stop thinking that these youngsters can't afford it, because they probably can. It's probably I need to get more involved with the lender.
Yeah.
But it's just the reality a lot of these buyers are in now. And I can't just assume that $4,000 a month is not doable, if that makes sense.
It does, because I remember buying my first house, and even that payment compared to what I was paying in rent in Scottsdale was a lot. But it's all relative. These kids have never seen those low prices, those low payments. So with that being said, this is their norm, So we have to kind of, like you said, learn their norm. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because I also didn't know that millennials were the number one buyers right now. And I think my business has ultimately been catered to the Gen X's, because that's what I am. So, again, multi-gen houses, tech-enabled home and transactions. So I have a client, actually, you guys know, I think Aaron's husband was the one that wanted the smart locks, smart thermostats, Ring cameras, pretty much all the tech, which again, this is what the buyers are looking for. The buyers that we're working with, this is what they're looking for. I had a lot of questions about that, because do I trust smart locks? Do I trust the Nest? How do I know the Nest just doesn't turn my air on when I don't want it to and rack my bill up? But this is the direction that the home sales are going in. So we have to ultimately at least include our sellers in on this too, and let them know that these are the things that people are looking for. Selena, you have a question or a comment?
And I don't know, I'm in the car now, so sorry if it's loud, but in regards to all that new stuff, like the tech, so there's actually a program out there for, and I'm only saying this because I've had two people use it. It's a down payment assistance program, but if you're buying a house that has a HERS rating, or even if they want to upgrade like their current house, they'll get 3.5% towards a energy efficient home.
Really? Okay. And is it when you say down payment assistance program, is it a grant where they have to pay it back, or is it a second mortgage or second lien?
It's kind of like a silent second.
Okay. There's a couple if you wanted to do that, but again, these are what people are looking for. That Hoper program that Brian has on his Facebook page will also do something similar, where they'll give them up to $13,000 as it's almost a payment, and like a income payment, so they can use that money for down payment. They can use it for closing costs. They can use it for pretty much whatever they want. But you have to have solar on the home. So, virtual tours, online scheduling, e-signatures, mobile first experiences. So this is something that I fell into during COVID. I did all my showings via virtual. That's the first time I ever did anything like that. I was either doing like a FaceTime call or Google Meets call and walking a client through the house using that. But this is what the millennials are looking for. Some of them are not in state. Some of them are at work and they just don't want to come out. The last people I sold a house to out in Surprise, it was the Land Sea Homes out in Surprise. That young couple, I took them out, and I think we saw a total of 7 houses, and they picked one because it had all these things. And the first time I actually showed the home was a virtual showing. So be prepared to do those virtual showings for people as we go into this group of individuals that we're marketing to. They rely heavily on Zillow, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. How many of you have a TikTok account? B,
I do.
Aaron?
I do. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but I just post. But I
Well-
actually have gotten, I had like one guy that I got over to get pre-qualified, but
Uh-huh.
he had to work a little bit on credit. So I just keep in touch with him, and I'm hoping that eventually, you know, I could turn him into a buyer.
And you got him from TikTok?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brian?
So to go along with the technology conversation, we have a lot of listings. Are we able to, or should we be asking our sellers, hey, before we maybe put it on the market, or if our listing's been sitting for a long time, should we just ask them, hey, let's buy a Nest, let's buy a Ring camera, and let's promote it as it comes along with the house so that we can compete with these new builds if they don't have it, but at least we can say the next buyer is going to have this?
I don't think that's a bad idea at all, knowing that the buyers, the focused buyer market is looking for that.
I mean, we could package our listing presentation to say home will come with 3 Google Chromecasts so they could attach it to the TV to make it a smart house,
Yeah.
Nest or a Ring cameras, and then a Ring doorbell. If it doesn't have it, then we're appealing to those younger buyers that are in this demographic.
I agree. Even on the new build, with my closing gift, I've been getting them the Ring doorbell. They're $100 on Amazon, so I just bought them in bulk. I have a few. So, but yeah, so I don't think that's a bad idea at all to start having that conversation with your sellers.
I mean, what is that? Less than $300 for all of that?
Yeah, for sure. So I know, again, like I said, YouTube, TikTok, those that use that, this is where the millennials are going to look for content and look for homes. So Zillow, Instagram, if you post, so those Instagram videos that you do showing the listing, people are looking at those. This demographic is looking at those. Some things that I noticed that they want walkable communities near coffee shops and gyms and the food and the nightlife. I had an idea, and we're still working on that too. When you put a house on the market, if we're able to give them a list of different restaurants and coffee shops and the type of gyms and the hangout places in that particular neighborhood, that would be kind of cool. You know, once we, you know, at the end, I know Aaron sends them a really nice email that says, you know, this is the number to APS, this is the number to SRP, you know, this is the number that you're going to need to get all utilities. But what if we were able to provide them something a little bit more personal to the area that they're in, which would highlight the restaurants and the coffee shops and the gyms and those type of things? Go ahead, Mike.
That's an easy Chat GPT prompt to get the list of it on how you present. It's going to be up to you. But if you input the address into Chat GPT and ask it to list whatever parameters you're looking for, top, you know, the closest restaurants, gyms, grocery stores, schools within a 2-mile radius of the address, it'll list it all out.
So I say we work on getting some of those together and maybe brand them so that we can send them to the clients right before closing, so they have all that information. I think that's just another thing that we can offer, knowing that, again, that's what they want. They emphasize work from home comfort, that a need for a home or office flex space. I go back to the young couple I just sold the house to in Surprise. They have no children, but they bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a den because they both work from home at different times of the week. So the flex space is going to be huge. Value mental wellness. Selena, you kind of talked about this morning. Outdoor access, trails, community amenities. This is what they're looking for, so they don't have to go too far out of their community to get these things. Strong presence for new builds or modern. Again, Brian, if for a resale home we were able to get them to make it energy efficient or a smart home, that increases the mental value for these buyers, because ultimately they're looking for new build because they have those features. Again, we talked about utility costs, talking about solar, but they're seeking lower utility costs because I'm assuming, and this is just an assumption, if their mortgage payment is higher and they can save money on their electricity bill and or water reducing appliances, then that would help them to offset what they're paying in the mortgage because it's higher. So they're seeking that. Curious about EV charging, water saving features, HOA community sustainability initiatives, the green initiatives. These are the things that the millennials are looking for. They're viewing this, a lot of them are viewing the first home as stepping stone to long-term wealth, and they might plan to rent it out later. So that's where the common 3-bedroom, 2-bath comes in, because it becomes a good rental. Does anyone have anything to add to those things? If not, I'll keep going.
I think if you're not aware or promoting Hopper right now, I think it's an easy way to get business pretty quick. So there's, I believe the gentleman's name is Fielding, but we also went through Mike Tizano to get that contact with that company. His name is Fielding, and they have their own social media templates that if you just want to download it from them and promote it that way, you can, or just simply talking about it with your sphere or on your socials. It's generating some talk within my buyers, so it's working for me.
I actually got one of my friends reached out to me and said she has a person moving to Arizona and she'll let her know about that program. So I'm waiting for that call too. So we'll finish running through this, and then I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things. So there's a high interest in duplexes and ADUs or homes with casitas for passive income. This is what the millennials are also looking for. Let's see, they want fast internet and safe neighborhoods over proximity to work, because a lot of them are working at home. They can care less if they have a little bit more of a commute to get to the office, as long as the internet works good or is fast and the neighborhood is safe. It says schools aren't always a top priority unless they're ready to have young kids. A lot of them are looking for school districts that are good, but a lot of them are not.
You could ask after him.
It says they want trust and they want to be able to trust and relate to their agent. Now this goes across the board. I think everyone who hires an agent wants to be able to trust and relate to them. I've gotten clients in the past because they found out that I was a girl dad on social media, and that's the reason why they called me. So it is important to show who you are on your socials so that people can see you and they can relate to you. Let's see. It says appreciate the education throughout the process. I think all of us have been really good at that. Just educating each one of our clients about their situation and giving our fair opinions in that, and educating them throughout the process. They prefer text or DM communication over long emails or phone calls. So I had a lender that would send a 3-page email to these clients, and the millennials, I'm a Gen X, but the millennials, they read the first 3 sentences. That's it. Then they want to see a video, or you can send them a text message. I had one client in particular, the only way he wanted me to communicate with him was via text message. So that's the way they prefer to communicate. So by knowing that, that's the reason why I send 15 to 20 text messages to clients every day. And they respond because they don't have to talk to me or read my long emails. So keep that in mind when you're reaching out to your clients. A lot of them are obsessed with kitchens, natural light, light wood floors, and neutral tones. It says many are influenced by HGTV, Instagram, Pinterest, or have Pinterest inspiration. So keep that in mind when you're out looking for your buyers. I just wanted to bring that up because this is the demographic that we're actually going to be targeting. These are the people that are buying the houses. And for those of us that may have had trouble finding buyers, it's probably because I was targeting the wrong people. So we have to get a little bit more creative and going into this segment, just because for me, this is not me. Like Brian said, we look at those $3,000 mortgage payments and I can't believe that. I don't think they would do that, but we're not in that situation. People still want to buy houses.
Well, not to keep going over the same thing, but the 40s, 50s, and 60s-year-old homeowners, I don't think are looking to leave, because the reality is families are coming back to the home. So why downgrade when you're going to pay more and have a higher interest rate? So they're just staying where they're at, and they're probably expecting their family to come back.
Yeah. So we have a new demographic that we're going to be targeting, and we can help with the marketing to help you get to those people. So, yeah. On another note, I have a couple things to just go through, and then I wanted B to tell us about her broker open this past weekend. We have about 3 minutes, so I'll just run through these. So Cromford Report workshop on July 30th. It's at 10 a.m. Clear Title is hosting a webinar. I can send out the link if anyone wants to be a part of that. I will be on that. Brian will be hosting workshop Wednesdays. Each week will be discussed a new chapter in the Agent Bootcamp module. So I know Lillian mentioned that she has started the module. So each week we'll be going over a different section of that. If you're looking for buyers, there's a call session on July 24th at 10 a.m. at Loan Depot. Selena can give some details on that. You'll be provided lists and scripts to make calls to prospective buyers. It's a great way to add calling to your database building strategy. As we're trying to build your database, this is a great way for you to have a list of buyers that you can call and work with. So before we get to B, Aaron, are there any updates from RTC?
No updates for
I
today.
All right. Awesome. Always got to give Aaron her time because she keeps it straight. So B, you want to tell us a little bit about your broker open, please? I'm sorry that I missed it, but I heard it was great and I saw it on Instagram.
Video looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really good. It was fun for one. What else? I'm like, what else? It was actually, so Team of Title was, they really do help put like these events together. So they had the idea of like, you know what, let's try to get your listing more exposure by inviting agents. We'll allow them to do like an intro video. So the agents that did go, basically they did their intro video, and then the video that I already had, they got sent those clips of the video. So then now they put it together and they have a video to post on their social media. It boosts, visibility for my listing, and hopefully we can get a buyer for my clients. But the event itself, it was really good. We had some insurance partners there. Loan Depot, Selena was there. And who else? We had a coffee cart. So, I think sometimes we want to attract, I've had a couple of open houses where nobody shows up. And I think this is a unique way of getting people to actually show up to our open houses. So I'm going to try to come up with something similar, like whenever we do have a new listing, especially if, we want to get people out in this heat, maybe just adding something fun, like an ice cream truck, but obviously like finding partners to help us, with that expense. But yeah, it was a good event. So if you guys ever want to do something like that, let me know and I can connect you with Tima, or I can tell you what we did to make it come together.
Well,
But
thank you,
guys
B.
for your support.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm sorry we weren't able to make it. Friday got a little crazy for us, but I saw the video and I got some feedback. I talked to Selena a little earlier, but yeah, it sounds like it was a great event. So I'm glad that it turned out the way you wanted to. I know you and I were talking a little bit via text that morning. You were a little nervous.
I
It
was.
looks like people showed up.
She made me do a video, and I was like, I didn't even want to repost it because it just like made me cringe, because I'm like, I was like put on the spot. I didn't even know like what to say. But I guess if you're like uncomfortable doing video, I think the more you do it, it'll just get a little bit easier. I don't like it, but I feel like you were talking about millennials and how they find us on TikTok or Instagram. I feel like we do have to do more of that. I just don't know how to get my videos seen. I do have some views, but I need to figure that part out. So once I find out, I'll let you guys know.
All right. Well, I would reach out to Brian. He might be able to help with that. Okay. So, well, it's 9:32. We went a little bit over. Thank you all for being here this morning. I'll be in the office this afternoon. So if you need anything, give me a call, and have a great week. And yeah, have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye. Have a good week.
Ah, I can't hang up. I don't know how to get off, guys. Where'd my little thing go? Bye.